Everybody, Rosematter here, and welcome to part 8 of my Fate Stay Night Let's Play. Last episode was mostly just learning more about the Holy Grail War and the servants and all that stuff from Rin. It just was kind of like a little bit of a crash course on how things work in this and just teaching us more about it. So not really too much happened in the last episode in terms of like action. But there was a, interesting moment towards the end when Sakura showed up and there was a little bit of scandal when, Rin was discovered to be living with Shirou. And there seemed to be a little bit of maybe jealousy on Sakura's part. There could be some animosity between the two, maybe a little bit of a love triangle surfacing. Who knows? So now Shirou has to deal with trying to keep the girls in his life happy on top of trying not to die in the Holy Grail War. So Rin has said, like, okay, we should just go to school. We should just basically have our regular schedules, just not draw any attention to ourselves by changing our routines. So now they're going to have to just, like, go to school and just pretend that nothing's happening and hope that nobody finds out about them. So I'm assuming that's where we're gonna, start off with, is them going to school and hopefully not getting caught up in any more fights and trying to keep the other students safe, especially with the knowledge of the boundary field, and somebody has put it there at the school. So there's still that to worry about. So anyway, we're gonna get back to things and see what happens next. Hill Road is full of students. It's past 7:30 in the morning. This is the time most students go to school. So it's natural for me to be met with odd stares while walking with people who stand out so much. Did she forget something? Osaka's been quiet like this for a while now.
どうした、遠坂。なんか坂道あたりから様子が変だぞ、お前。
やっぱり変？今朝の私。い
や、別に変じゃないが、その反応が変だ。
先輩、その説明は矛盾してます。遠坂先輩が聞いているのはそういうことじゃないと思いますけど。
何を聞きたがってるって言うんだよ、遠坂。
ですから、遠坂先輩は周りから見られているから、どこか自分の姿がおかしいのではと思ってるんですよね。
She's probably used to people staring at her, because she is the most popular girl at school.
そうだけど、やっぱり桜から見ても変？
Maybe it's because she's hanging out with people she doesn't usually hang out with?
おかしいな。今朝は眠いながらもちゃんとブローしたし、制服だってシワ一つないと思うんだけど。やっぱり慣れない家で寝たもんだから目にクマでもできてるってわけ？
なんでそこで俺に怒鳴る？遠坂が寝られないのは俺のせいじゃないし、仮にそのせいで遠坂の目にクマができていたとしても大したことじゃない。気にするな。
Shiro's an odd one. He seems to be all freaked out if girls are so much as, like, near him or in his personal space, and yet he has no problem just kind of sassing the most popular girl. Maybe it's because, like, the veneer has worn off and he sees her for what she truly is, so she doesn't seem quite so, like, untouchable. But I don't know, it's just like a weird kind of contradiction where he was, like, so nervous to have girls, like, stay around him, and, like, he can't even be near them, and yet at the same time he seems so, like, casual with Tosaka.
何失礼なこと言ってるのよ。女ってのは生まれた時から自分の身だしなみを気にするものなの。もう今まで外見だけは完璧でいいよって作ろってきたのに、それも今日でおしまいってことかしらね。
だからなんで俺を見て怒鳴るんだよ、遠坂は。
But I think there's probably something about the fact that he doesn't treat her like she's some kind of, like, idol that maybe she appreciates. Though she seemed to even have some feelings for him beforehand. I mean, I wonder if that's the reason why she risked losing some of her magical, like, her reserve to bring him back in the first place. She said, like, oh, why did it have to be you?
なんで遠坂が変なのかは知らないが、間違いなくそれは俺のせいじゃない。八つ当たりはよそでやってくれ。
違いますよ、遠坂先輩。先輩は今日も綺麗です。みんなが遠坂先輩を見ているのは私たちと一緒だからです。先輩、今まで誰かと投稿したことなんてなかったから。何？その程度のことでこんな扱い受けるわけ？侮れないわね。10年も通ってれば学校なんてマスターしたつもりでいたけど、謎はまだ残ってたわけか。
Osaka ponders seriously. What kind of person are you just to ignore praise like you're beautiful as always?
わかんないやつだな。遠坂が誰かと投稿すれば騒ぎになるのは当然じゃないか。それが男子生徒ならなおさらだ。
ですね。けど遠坂先輩、そういうの気にしない人なんです。だから今まで浮いた話一つなかったんですよ。
へえ、そりゃよかった。外見に騙されて泣きを見た犠牲者は今のところ一人だけってことだからな。
I talked secretly with Sakura while following Tosaka, who has a puzzled expression. Oh, I wonder if there's going to be some bad blood. It's talking about his former friend, right? If there's going to be some bad blood that Shirou is hanging out with the girl that, I can't remember what his name is, the douche that he has feelings for. We go through the gate, still with people staring at us. We'll be going our separate ways once we enter the building, so I only need to endure the stairs for a bit longer.
朝から頭痛いのがやってきちゃってまあ。
Tosaka murmurs. Before her is a familiar face. Yep, that's him, coming through the students.
Sakura!
Oh gosh, so yeah, so like he's coming to school with his sister and with the girl he's crushing on who rejected him very soundly. Sakura trembles a little. Shinji must not see us as he goes straight to Sakura.
どうして道場に来ないんだ。お前、僕に断りもなく休むなんて何様なわけ?
It's very creepy how it just feels like he thinks he's got some ownership over his little sister. Like, I don't know if it's just him or if it's like a cultural thing, but I'm like, I don't give a crap about my like younger sibling, what they do, as long as they're not getting themselves into dangerous situations. Maybe it's different with like a brother or little sister rather than like me who has a younger brother, but even, I don't know, I think he's an odd one. I don't like him. Shinji raises his hand. I can step in? Oh, I thought there was going to be a choice whether to like step in or to kind of, stay out of it. Catch his hand and greet him.
エミヤお前そうかまたエミヤの家に行ってたのかさくら
はい先輩のところにお手伝いに行っていましたけどそれは
後輩としての義務だってまったく泥臭いなお前は勝手に怪我したやつなんて構うことないだろういいからお前は僕の言う通りにしてればいいんだよ
Shinji lowers his hand. I have no reason to hold his hand if he's not going to hit Sakura, so I let it go.
しかしなんだねそこまでうちの邪魔して楽しいわけエミヤさくらは弓道部の部員なんだからさ無理やり朝練をサボらせるような真似しないでくれないかな
I can't object against that. Since I haven't stopped Sakura from coming to make breakfast, that does mean I'm restricting Sakura's time in the morning.
そんなことありません私は好きで先輩のお手伝いをしているだけです兄さん今のは言い過ぎなんじゃないですか
言い過ぎだってそれはお前の方だよさくらエミヤが一人住まいだからなんだって言うんだ別に一人でいいって言うんだからさ一人にしてやればいいんだよエミヤみたいなのはそっちの方が居心地がいいんだからさ
兄さんやだ今のはひどいよ
まあいい。今日でエミヤの家に行くのはやめろよさくら。僕が来いって言ったのに部活に来なかったんだ。そのくらいの罰は受ける覚悟があったんだろ。
Oh gosh, that's not a good response. What's her punishment? Probably nothing good. Sakura gasps and freezes. Shinji tries to grab Sakura forcefully. I don't want to know what it is. I'm like, I don't know. Based on that response, I'm like, you're her brother. I'm like, I'm hoping it's nothing like I think it might.
おはようマトウくん。黙って聞いていたんだけど、なかなか面白い話だったわ、今の。
Oh, I can't wait for this though. Round 2 of her just absolutely obliterating him.
え？父さか。お前、なんでさくらといるんだよ。
I just love the idea of like all of a sudden his sister is not only hanging out with like his former best friend, but also the most popular girl in school. And I feel like Tosaka might provide Sakura a little bit of maybe protection.
別に意外でもなんでもないでしょう。さくらさんはエミヤくんと知り合い、私はエミヤくんと知り合い。だから今朝は3人で一緒に登校してきたんだけど、気づかなかった？
エミヤと知り合い？
ええ、きっとこれからも一緒に学校に来て、一緒に下校するぐらいの知り合い。
Oh, I love that. She just so casually be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go home with him.
行こうかなって思ってるわ。
I know by going home, she probably just means like walking home together, but he loses his mind, felt that she was actually staying with him.
エミヤとだって。
Shinji glares at me. I must be just imagining that I felt more than an enmity there. Enmity? Well, I haven't been doing well with Shinji lately, but I don't remember doing anything to make him resent me that much.
そんなバカな。冗談がきついな、遠坂は。君がエミヤなんかと付き合うわけないじゃないか。ああ、そうか。君、勘違いしてるんだろう。そりゃ確かに、ちょっと前までエミヤとは友達だったけど、今は違うんだ。もうエミヤと僕は無関係だから、あまりメリットはないんだぜ。
そうなの？よかった。それを聞いて安心したわ。
Love it.
あなたのことなんてちっとも興味がなかったから。
I pity Shinji. If that was me, it'd be traumatic enough that I wouldn't recover for a while. Emotional damage.
お前。
それとマトウくん、さっきの話だけど、弓道部の朝練は自主参加のはずよ。欠席の許可が必要だなんて話は聞いてないわ。そんな規則、私はもちろん綾子や藤村先生も聞いてないでしょうね。
うるさいな。兄貴が妹に何
Oh,
をしよう
don't
が
say it
勝手だ
like
ろ。
that.
いちいち人の家の事情に首を突っ込むな。
それは同感ね。だからあなたもエミヤくんの家のことをあれこれ言うのは筋違いじゃない？まったく、こんな朝から校庭で騒がしいわよ、マトウくん。
Shinji takes a step back and glares at me. Sakura.
わかった。今朝の件は許してやる。けどさくら、次はないからな。今度何かあったら、その時は自分の立場ってやつをよく思い知らせてやる。
Saying what he wants, Shinji runs away to the school building. Yeah, he definitely ran away after losing to Tosaka again.
ごめんなさい先輩。兄さんがその失礼なことを言ってしまって。
You must be apologizing to Tosaka as well.
朝からいい運動になったわ。頭のギアがスパッと上がったし、ようやく調子が出てきたもの。
Shiro's like, yeah,
好
I
きなの
know.
よね、私。それに謝るのは私の方だし、ちょっとやりすぎだったわよね、今の。あいつだって立場があるんだし、ほら、みんなの前でああいうのってしちゃダメだって言うじゃない？マトウくんが落ち込んでたら後でフォローしてあげて。これに懲りずにまた突っかかってきてもいいって。 兄さんが懲りていなければまたお相手をしてあげてください、先輩。
Sakura must be relieved as she smiles cheerfully. Well, I mean, there was a little bit of coldness between them at first, but it seems to have kind of been brushed over pretty quickly. Osaka's looking away, bashful.
先輩もできれば怒らないであげてください。
I feel like Sakura, it feels like if I don't play my cards right and I don't make the right choices, I feel like she might get killed during this Holy Grail War. Because she seems to be getting close to, well, she was already close with Shirou, but with both of them.
兄さん、先輩しか友達いないから。
分かってるよ。怒るなっていうのは無理だけど、シンジはああいうやつだってのは知り合った時から知ってる。ま、なんかの表紙でまた付き合いが深くなるのは目に見えてるしさ。気長にやっていくよ、あいつとは。
はい、よろしくお願いします、先輩。
Sakura bows. Yeah. If I do get really mad at Shinji, it'll be because he's not satisfied with such a wonderful sister.
それじゃあ先輩、今日も一日頑張りましょうね。
Sakura goes to the first year hallway. We walk up the stairs and enter the second year hallway, and... Oh, right. Run into the student council president.
なぜに遠坂と一緒にいるのか、エミヤシロ。
I see. You're full of enmity too, for a different reason.
あら、おはよう竜道くん。朝からハウアとはご挨拶ね。
目覚めから嫌な予感がしたが、まさか案件殺とはな。いいからこっちに来い、エミヤ。遠坂の近くにいたら毒が移る、毒が。
Issei forcefully pulls on my hand. After looking silently at us, Tosaka heads to Class 2A as if nothing has happened.
行くがいい。誰も止めはしないからな。
Tosaka silently passes by us, and then...
シロ、昼休みに屋上。
She mutters that so Issei would not be able to hear it. It's lunchtime. Since the events of this morning, Issei's avoided me, treating me like a traitor.
さっきのは悪乗りしすぎたか。
I contemplate my actions for a moment. He asked me why I was with Tosaka this morning.
休みの間に親密になったんだ。
Answering like that was bad. I think the problem is how we became close, but I couldn't explain that, and Issei walked away dizzily.
まあちょうどいいか。しばらくは一人でいろいろやらなくちゃいけないからな。
It's good to have less people involved. Well, what I should do right now is... Ooh, interesting. I mean, I'll save, but I definitely am gonna meet with Tosaka. I have that promise with Tosaka. It was a unilateral statement, but she must have something to talk about. She called for me. Maybe we'll get to, or he'll get to meet Archer. He hasn't met him yet. I don't think so. He's met Lancer, but I don't think Archer yet. Or, boy, I'm trying to remember the events of what happened because, like, I think Archer got pretty hurt. Oh, did he get hurt by Saber, though? Maybe they have. I don't know. I can't remember. I buy my lunch and go to the rooftop. It's usually packed with students, but not in this cold weather air. Even though the winter in Fuyuki City is warm, the coldness at the rooftop is unbearable. The only ones on the rooftop are me and...
遅い。何のんびりしてるのよ、シロ。
Tosaka shivering under cover.
遅れたのは悪かったと思ってる。思ってるんで差し入れを持ってきたんだが、その様子じゃいらないか。
I take the coffee I bought at the stand and put it in my pocket.
あんた、朴突な顔して結構気が利くのね。
ただの気まぐれだよ。ほら、もうちょっとそっち行けよ。ここだと風が当たるし、人目につくだろ。
I pass Tosaka and hand her the coffee. Here, nobody should find us right away, and we won't be seen from the windows on the fourth floor.
ありがとう。次は紅茶にしてね。私、インスタントならミルクティーだから。それ以外はありがたみがランクダウンするから注意するべし。
はいよ。次まで覚えていたらな。それよりなんだよ。こんなところに呼び出して。人気がない場所を選ぶあたり、そっちの話だと思うけど。
当然でしょ。私とシロの間で他にどっちの話があるっていうのよ。
ああ、それはそうだな。で、どんな話なんだ？
何よ、ずいぶんクールじゃないあなた。
まあ寒いからな。できるだけ手短に済ませたい。遠坂はそうでもないのか？
そんなわけないでしょ。私だってさっさと要件だけ済ませるつもりに決まってるじゃない。
Yeah, I thought so. It's obvious, so she doesn't have to yell about it.
まあいいわ。それじゃあ担当直入に聞くけどシロ、あなた放課後はどうするつもり？
放課後？あ、いや、別にこれといって予定はないよ。生徒会の手伝い事があったら手伝うし、なかったらバイトに出るし。なんだよ、その露骨に呆れた顔は。言いたいことがあるならはっきり言ってくれ。できるだけ直すから。
まったく、あなたがどうなろうと私は構わないんだけど、まあ一つだけ忠告してあげるか。今は協力関係なんだし、シロは魔術師として未熟すぎるから。
またそれか。魔術師として未熟だっていうのはもう耳にタコだ。気にしてるんだからあまりいじめないでくれ。
いじめてなんていないわよ。ただシローが学校の結界に気づいてないようだから未熟だって言ってるの。
Boundary field around the school?
待て、学校の結界ってそれはまさか。
まさかも何も他のマスターが張った結界だってば。かなり広範囲に仕組まれた結界でね。発動すれば学校の敷地をほぼ包み込む。種別は結界内にいる人間から血肉を奪うタイプ。まだ準備段階のようだけど、それでもみんなに元気がないって気づかなかった？
I don't know why the meat, calling it meat rather than flesh. Flesh is also not a very pleasant word, but like the meat of someone sounds somehow so much worse. Come to think of it, I felt a bit strange on Saturday, but was that it? Then that must mean...
つまり学校にマスターがいる。
そう、確実に敵が潜んでいるってわけ。わかったエミヤくん。そのあたり覚悟しておかないと死ぬわよあなた。
So, I'm guessing maybe it could be someone that we have not been introduced to yet, but I'm thinking maybe it's someone that we already know. It'd be wild if it was like Sakura turned out to be the other master. Or maybe Shinji, or maybe Issei? Maybe one of the teachers? That would be crazy too. There's that creepy teacher that I was like, oh, he kind of gives me bad vibes. It'd be funny if it was like Fujimi. My relaxed feelings go tense.
それで、そのマスターが誰かは分かっているのか、遠坂は。
いいえ、当たりはついてるけどまだ確証が取れてない。まあうちの学校にはもう一人魔術師がいるってことは知ってたけど、魔術師イコールマスターってわけじゃないから。
That's interesting. I thought when she was talking about like there being another Magus in the school, like she sensed energy, but I thought she said like it was so low energy that like she didn't even see them as competition or like anyone to be worried about. I thought she was referencing Shirou.
あなたみたいな素人がマスターになる場合もあるんだし、断定はできないわ。
Maybe it could be Sakura. But, I mean, she hasn't been seen with... Then again, neither has Shirou. Shirou hasn't been seen with Saber around. It's gotta be someone we've already been introduced to, I'm guessing.
俺は素人じゃない。ちゃんとした魔術師だ。って待った父さんが、魔術師ならもう一人いるって、うちの学校にか。
そうよ。けどそいつからマスターとしての気配は感じないのよね。真っ先に調べに行ったけど、霊樹もなければサーバントの気配もなかった。よっぽどうまく気配を隠しているなら別だけど、まずそいつはマスターじゃないわ。だからこの学園に潜んでいるマスターはシローみたいに半端に魔術を知っている人間だと思う。ここのところさ、微量だけど私たち以外の魔力を後者に感じるのよ。それが敵マスターの気配ってわけなんだけど。
I mean, there's the fact that Lancer just happened to show up, at the place where the boundary field was. Lancer may be somebody who goes, like the servant of someone who goes to the school. But it's too small an amount to detect the source, huh?
魔術師ではないマスターか。遠坂が断定するからには相当な確信があるんだろう。それは信じるけど、そうか。うちの学校、そんなに魔術師がいたのか。
そんなにって、私とその子だけだって。魔術師ってのは家柄を大事にするでしょ。こんな狭い地域に2つの家系が根を張った場合、どうしても好意になるものなのよ。
そうなのか。けど、俺は遠坂の家のことを知らなかったけどな。
エミヤくんちは特別。エミヤくんのお父さん、教会から離反した一匹狼だったんでしょうね。たまたまこの町が気に入って根を下ろしたんだろうけど、冬木の町はうちの管轄だからさ。私たちにバレたらもらうものもらうことになるし、それが嫌で隠れてたんじゃないかな。
なんだよ、そのもらうものもらうって不穏な発言は。
気になる？それは将来シローが一人前になったら取り立てに行くから期待してて。
まったく、本当に猫かぶってやがったんだな。お前、何が学校一の優等生だ、この詐欺師。
あら、いけない？外見を飾るのだって魔術師としての義務でしょ。ほら、私は遠坂家の跡取りだし、火の打ちどころのない優等生じゃないと天国の父さんに顔を合わせられないのよ。
父さんって遠坂？
ええ、私が子供の頃死んじゃった。ま、十分長生きしたから天寿は全うしたんだし、別に悲しんだりはしてないけど。
Osaka smiles, as if saying that's how a child with a Mega's father should be. But that's...
それは嘘だ。人が死んだら悲しいだろ。それが肉親ならなおさらだ。魔術師だから仕方がないなんて言葉でごまかせるものじゃない。
まあ、そうね。エミヤ君の意見は反論できないぐらい正しいわ。
Saying that, Tosaka opens the can she's been using as a heat source. She takes small sips of the coffee. From what I know of her, I thought she would gulp it down, but she's really feminine when it comes to things like this.
話を戻すけど、ともかく冬木の町に魔術師は2人しかいないの。他のマスターは外からやってきた連中か、魔術をかじった程度でマスターに選ばれたっていう変わり種でしょうね。
I see. According to Tosaka, I'm weird too.
それは分かった。けどさ、半端に魔術をかじっただけのマスターならこんな結界は張れないんじゃないのか。
マスターが張ったんじゃなくてサーバントが張ったのかもね。サーバントは自分のマスターを選べないもの。シローみたいなマスターに当たってしまった場合、サーバント自身がいろいろ策を練るしか勝機はないでしょ。
Alright, let me check something because the only other one we've met other than Berserker is Lancer. And let's see if he has a lot of magical abilities. Because my thought is going to be like Caster. You know, Caster is very magic based. And I mean, the Caster that I remember from Fate Zero would definitely be someone who would have no problem with taking a lot of human sacrifices in order to make himself stronger. He's rank B, anti-personnel, and... Okay, we don't have anything yet. Let's see, abilities. So magic is C level. I'm guessing that's what MGI is magic.
だろうな。気に障るけど反論しようがないんでうなずいとくよ。
はい、素直で結構。で、結界の話に戻すけど、この結界はすごく高度よ。ほとんど魔法の領域だし、こんなの張れる魔術師だったらまず自分の魔力を隠しきれない。だから間違いなくこの結界はサーバントの仕業だと思う。
サーバントの仕業か。ならマスター自身はそう物騒なやつじゃないのかな。
まさか魔術師にしろ一般人にしろ、そいつはルールが分かってないやつよ。マスターを見つければまずまっすぐに殺しに来るタイプの人間ね。
ルールがわからないって聖杯戦争のルールをか。
違う、人間としてのルール。こんな結界を作らせる時点でそいつは自分ってものが分かってない。
It'd be pretty wild if this was Caster, because it's just another instance of Caster's master not being someone who necessarily has a lot of magical abilities, but also lacks humanity and is not afraid to make sacrifices to get what they want.
いいシロ、この結界はね、発動したら最後、結界内の人間を一人残らず溶解して吸収する代物よ。私たちは生き物の胃の中にいるようなものなの。魔力で自分自身を守っている私たちには効果はないだろうけど、魔力を持たない人間ならわけもわからないうちに衰弱死しかねない。一般人を巻き込むどころの話じゃないわ。この結界が起動したら学校中の人間は皆殺しにされるのよ。わかる？こういうふざけた結界を準備させるやつがこの学校にいるマスターなの。
My vision blurs for a bit, trying to comprehend what Tosaka's saying. Take a deep breath. That's it. Even though my understanding is incomplete, I imagine the worst possibility and engrave that image inside me, accepting the situation I'm in.
話は分かった。それで遠坂、その結界とやらは壊せないのか。
試したけど無理だった。結界の規定は全部探したんだけど、それを消去できないのよ。私にできるのは一時的に規定を弱めて結界の発動を先延ばしにするだけよ。
じゃあ遠坂がいる限り結界は張られない？
そう願いたいけど、それも都合のいい願いでしょうね。もう結界は張られていて、発動のための魔力は少しずつ溜まってきている。アーチャーの見立てだとあと8日程度で準備が整うとか。そうなったらマスターかサーバントかどちらかがその気になればこの学校は地獄になる。
じゃあそれまでに
この学校に潜んでいるマスターを倒すしかない。けど探すのは難しいでしょうね。この結界を張られた時点でそいつの勝ちみたいなものだもの。あとは黙ってても結界は発動するんだから、その時まで表には出てこない。
Once again,
だから
could be
チャンスがあるとしたら
Lancer's master. And Lancer could have just shown up like maybe they felt the magical energy of the boundary field. But the fact Lancer was waiting there and the master is nowhere to be seen yet. They have not made their themselves known, because they're probably just hiding away and just like letting all of this do its job, and then they can just kind of be like, I win, or at least like they don't necessarily win, but they could potentially take out Rin and oh my goodness, Shirou, and then have like a whole bunch of magical energy.
表に出てくるその時だけってことか。
ご名答。まあそういうわけだから今はおとなしくしてなさい。その時になったら嫌でも戦うことになるんだし。
The first bell echoes through the cold rooftop. Lunch break is over.
話はそれだけ。私は寄るところがあるから家には一人で帰って。寄り道は控えなさいよ。
Yosaka leaves saying, see ya. There's no way I'm feeling good. There's no way I can have a calm mind after finding out that the talk of masters only attacking other masters was pointless.
学校に結界だと。
Is he planning to drag innocent people into this? That's not the work of a master at all, but a mass murderer. I have to find him before the boundary field is activated, find him, and defeat him completely. There's the assumption again that the master is male, not necessarily.
喜べエミやシロ。君の願いは。
Shake my head and deny the words I remember. I can't wish for something like that. A wish for a villain to defeat? It's not my wish. The end of school homeroom ends and students start to disappear from the classroom. I would normally go to the student council room, but since Tosaka told me to go straight home, I should do so. The gate is still locked.
そうか。こんなに早く帰ってきたのなんて久しぶりだ。
I'm sure somebody's gonna notice that his schedule has changed a little bit. Normally he stays after school. I wonder if whoever set up that barricade or the boundary field is going to catch on to this and be like, maybe he's a master. I usually help someone out or go to work, so it's rare for me to come straight home. Usually the gate would be open, Sakura would be preparing dinner inside when I got home. Maybe I've grown so accustomed to it after a year that I've forgotten how important. I realize how grateful I am for Sakura just by the simple action of opening a locked gate.
Tadaima.
I call out and step into the hallway. As I try to enter the living room, the blonde-haired girl appears.
帰ったのですね、マスター。
The girl looks straight at me. For a moment, all sense of reality crumbles on me.
シロ、今帰ってきたのではないのですか？
Perhaps the surprise transferred to the girl as she says this with a bit of surprise. She calls my name in a quiet voice. That finally returns my sense of reality.
Saber だよな。悪い。いきなりなんで驚いた。
Just for an instant, I mistook her for a normal girl.
私はマスターの指示に従ってここに待機していたのですが、間違っていましたか？
ああ、いや、こっちの勘違いだから気にしないでくれ。それより体の方はいいのか、セイバー。頻繁に眠るって言ってたけど、今はその。
起きていても支障はありません。いえ、可能な限り戦闘時以外は眠っていた方がいいのですが、それでは勘が鈍りますから。定期的に目覚めて体を動かしていなければ、いざという時に動きが鈍ります。
そっか。言われてみればその通りだ。人間一日中寝てたら頭が痛くなるし、セイバーだって眠くて眠ってるわけじゃないんだし。
そうですね。眠りを必要とする疲れはありません。ですがシロ、あなたは眠りすぎると頭を痛くするのですか？
痛くなるだろう、そりゃ。普通一日の半分も寝てたら体の調子を悪くするって。 俺の場合は頭が痛くなって目が覚めるから半日も眠ってられないけどさ。
不思議な話ですね。私はそのようなことはありませんでした。今も昔も眠ろうと思えばいくらでも眠れますし。
それはなんか生き物として間違ってると思うぞ、セイバー。一日中寝てるなんてもったいない。眠気が取れたら起きて遊んでいた方が楽しいだろ。
そうですね。確かにその方が無駄はありません。
だろ。今は俺のせいでそうなっちまったけど、俺から縁が切れたら普通の生活サイクルに戻れよ。俺が言えることじゃないけどさ、これが癖になって一日中寝てたらぐうたらなやつだなんて思われるから。
Wow, he lectures Tosaka. He lectures like a literal, like, well, not a literal god, but somebody that has kind of been elevated to the status almost of a god. He like, don't be lazy.
それはすでに手遅れかもしれません。私
She creases her brow and ponders. It was just lighthearted, but it seems like Saber doesn't get normal jokes. We move into the living room. It seems Saber wants to know what happened today, so I decided to tell her about the boundary field at school that Tosaka told me about.
そうですか。学校に集まる人間を生贄にするつもりなのですね。そのマスターは。
率直に言えばそういうことだろう。遠坂はまだまだ時間がかかるとは言っていたけど。
同感です。それほど大規模な結界の完成には時間がかかる。学校の校舎というものは封鎖しやすい建物ですから、おそらく神殿に見立てた祭壇なのでしょう。それだけの規模な結界を完璧に起動させるには早くて10日は必要です。
10日。俺が異常を感じたのが2日前の土曜日だから、まだ8日は猶予があるってことか。遠坂の見込みと同じだな。
はい。その結界が生贄を集めるものであれ、守りを固めるものであれ、完成させては厄介です。それまでに結界を張ったマスターを見つけ出せれば良いのですが。
Yeah, now this may be a situation where they feel like they'll have to kill the master. Although if it's like, it's tough to say because the servant is the one apparently that's using their abilities to do this kind of thing. So the servant seems like the more dangerous person. But the master, without the master, eventually the servant will have to disappear from the world. So this might be a situation where Shirou might have to be like, I may have to kill a human in order to save many people.
そうだな。遠坂は難しいって言ってたけど、学校に潜んでいる以上は特定しやすいはずだ。なんとか見つけ出して結界を止めさせよう。
I have a feeling it's that creepy teacher. Like, he's been introduced a couple of times, but I feel like there was no reason for him to even have a sprite. I like Fujini plays kind of a bigger role, and then you've got like Shirou's friends, who it could be them as well. But I'm having feelings about that teacher. I don't know. He gave me bad vibes from the start. The instant they think of setting up a boundary field at school, they must be someone associated with the school, a student or a teacher. I'll try to search the school as thoroughly as possible during lunch from tomorrow on. Try to find anyone suspicious.
あとは、そうか。そいつがどんなサーバントを連れているかっていう問題か。
No, that will only be clear when I actually encounter it. Then I should think about a servant I've already encountered. Saber's awake right now, so this would be a good time to ask. Alright then. Okay, well, I don't think it's gonna be Archer. I mean, the only other person I can think of is Lancer. Like, Berserker would not have the mental capacity, I feel like, to be able to think about making a boundary field. So I'm gonna talk about that guy. I'll ask about the first servant I encountered, Lancer. Saber fought with him, and it seems like she realized who he was.
なあ、セイバー。ランサーのことなんだけど、あいつは何者なのかわかるか？
は？ランサーのことですか？
まあ、セイバーがあいつを追い返してくれたとき、何か言っていたじゃないか。 だからもしかしてセイバーはあいつの正体に気づいているのかなって。
ああ、そういうことですか。驚きました。シローが他のサーバントの正体を知りたがるとは思っていなかったもので。
知らなくちゃやっていけないって話だからな。けどなんでそこで嬉しそうなんだよ、セイバーは。
シローが戦う気になっているからです。正体を知った相手ならば対策が立てられる。まず弱点が分かった相手から仕留めるのは戦いの常道ですから。
I have no intention of going out to fight someone who isn't attacking me, but it would only end the conversation if I said that now.
いいからランサーの正体、今の口ぶりだと知ってるんだな、セイバ
はい。あの構想と全身に帯びたルーンの守り、加えて戦いではなく生き延びることに特化した能力から言って間違いはないでしょう。彼の神名は空風林。魔装ゲイボルクを操るアイルランドの大英雄です。
空風林。
The name I've never heard before. Well, I don't know much about Irish mythology, so I guess that's only natural.
で、強いのか、その空風林ってやつは。
Yeah, I was definitely saying his name very, very.
この国では知名度が低いですから存在が劣化していますが、それでも十分すぎる能力です。こと敏捷性に関してならば他の追随を許さないでしょうし、彼の宝具はこの戦いに最も適した武器だと思います。
宝具。ああ、あの槍か。そういえばあいつの槍、最後に変な動きを見せたけど、あれがゲイボルクってやつなのか。
おそらくは。ゲイボルクの伝承は諸説あります。曰く足で投擲する呪いの槍だとか、貫いた瞬間に内部から線のトゲを生やして相手を絶命させる魔装だとか。
なんか全く違う言い伝えじゃないのか、今のは。そんなんで伝説の武器だなんて言えるのか。
ですから続きがあるのです。ゲイボルクの能力は様々な形で伝えられていますが、その全てに心臓をうがつという一節が残っている。それは武器としての能力ではなく、あくまで持ち主の技量だと思っていましたが、間違いだったようですね。魔装の正体、ランサーのゲイボルクの能力は文字通り心臓をうがつものです。
That said, I can recall vividly. That night, the lance thrust at Saber's feet moved in an impossible fashion and went toward her heart.
つまりあいつの槍は。
ええ、使えば必ず敵の心臓をうがつ魔装なのでしょう。空間をねじ曲げているのか、因果率を変えているのか。ともあれ、槍自体の呪いとランサー自身の技量でしょうね。こと1対1の戦闘においてこれほど効率的な武器もありません。何しろ全く無駄がない。
無駄がない。無駄がないってどういう意味だよ。
わかりませんか。ランサーの槍は城を破壊することはできませんが、人間一人を殺すだけなら十分です。宝具というものはその規模によって消費する魔力が変わります。 A ランクの宝具を持つ者はその使用に大量の魔力を消費する。一度使ってしまえば失った分の魔力補充には時間がかかるのです。
Okay, so because his isn't really like a super OP, you know, like her Excalibur, like crazy powerful thing, it's just like a weapon that just attacks one person. It doesn't cause a lot of like mass scale damage, so it's probably something that can be regenerated pretty quickly. Is that what she's saying? Or something that doesn't require a lot of magical energy to use?
ですが人を一人、いえ、サーバントを倒すのにそれほど強大な破壊力などいりません。ランサーのように一撃で仕留められるのであればそれ以上の戦果はないでしょう。
つまりなんだ、大砲一発分より弓矢一本の方がコストが低い。
はい。 ですがサーバントには弓矢など当たりません。結果としてサーバント同士の戦いは大砲の撃ち合いになるのですが、
ランサーのゲイボルクはその弓矢を命中させられる槍ってことか。しかもかすり傷じゃなく確実に命を奪う心臓に当ててくる。
そういうことです。加えて使うための魔力量もそう多くない。あの程度の魔力商品なら7回使っても魔力の補充は必要ないでしょう。ですから彼の魔装はこの戦いに適しているのです。通常のサーバントは数回戦闘すれば休まざるを得ません。ですがランサーならば6人を続けて相手にすることもできる。まあ1対1であることが条件になってきますが。
So he's a servant who's not flashy, but can definitely win, huh?
その割には本人無駄が多かったぞ。俺を相手にして遊んでいたしな。
ですね。ランサー自身ムラっ気のある人物のようです。非常な人物ではありましたが、どこか憎めない一面がありました。
Same way, but we can't let our guard down. He stabbed me through the heart as if he were cutting grass. Servants like Berserker and Lancer have no hesitation when it comes to using their weapons.
それじゃあ他のやつのことだけど。
待ってください、シロ。屋敷の門を人がくぐりました。
そんなことわかるのか。ってもうこんな時間。まずい。きっとさくらが帰ってきたんだ。
I quickly stand up. I hear the sound of the doorbell from the entrance.
お邪魔します。
I can hear Sakura's voice.
そういえば悪いんだが
分かっています。部屋に戻っていますから、私のことは気にせずに。
Saber leaves for her room. And in her place.
ただいま。感心感心。ちゃんと先に帰ってたわね。
Tosaka's holding a grocery bag and
お邪魔します、先輩。珍しいですね。先輩がこんな早くから帰ってきてくれるのって。
Sakura comes in smiling happily. This is turning into a harem. It's just a guy living with 3 girls, with his occasional attractive female teacher also stopping by.
それじゃあ始めるとしましょうか。
Tosaka shouts and goes into the kitchen. Sakura looks at her worriedly.
先輩、お夕飯の支度なんですけど。
今日は遠坂の番だからいい。さくらは朝作ってくれたんだから夜は任せてくれ。遠坂がいるうちは俺とあいつで夕飯を作るから。
はい。先輩がそう言うのならそうします。
Is she jealous that like another girl is kind of encroaching on her on her territory and making food for him? Sakura sits on a cushion obediently. There's a flashy, fiery sound coming from the kitchen, but there's nothing dangerous looking about Tosaka's appearance from behind.
あれなら任せても大丈夫だな。
So there's no point in staying here. There's Saber to think about, so I should go back to my room until dinner's prepared.
ちょっと部屋で休んでくれ。藤姉がやってきたらたまには風呂を沸かすように言っといてくれ。
どうぞごゆっくり先輩。ご飯の支度ができたら呼びに行きますね。
I mean, we know at some point Sakura will discover Saber, right? It's just a matter of when and how.
そうだ。部屋に来るときはノックを忘れないでくれ。
It's a little before 6 o'clock. From the way things are going, it looks like dinner will be around 7. When I get back to the room, Saber's asleep in the room next to mine.
なんか話そうと思ったのに。
Man, she conks out fast, doesn't she? I click my tongue and sit on a cushion.
何言ってんだか。聖杯戦争のこと以外何話していいかもわからないくせに。
Anyways, didn't I have trouble talking to Saber?
まあいいけどさ。眠ってるならそれで。
I say that and just stare at the clock. Yesterday's dinner was just me, Saber, and Tosaka. But today it will be 5 people, including Sakura and Fujini.
いや、セイバーはダメなのか。
As long as Sakura and Fujini are there, I can't let Saber out of this room.
セイバー、朝飯食ったのかな。
Saber was nodding while eating dinner last night. Judging from that, I guess it's not like she doesn't need food.
昼飯は用意しなかったし、腹減ってるよな、そりゃ。
Once Sakura and Fujini go home, I have to warm up dinner and serve it. She'll need to eat alone, but that can't be helped. Imagining Saber eating by herself is really annoying me.
シロ、起きてる？
Tosaka knocks on the door and looks inside.
父さんか？なんだ、なんか。
何って夕食なんだけど。できたから来て。
Not time already, huh? I get up and leave, glancing at the room where Saber's sleeping.
Ah, 来た来た。ほら見てよこの料理。なんと東坂さんは長らく不在だった中華料理ができる人だったのだ。
Fujini's looking excitedly at all the food prepared on the table. Now that she mentions it, the food certainly is Chinese. On the 4 big plates are crab with eggs, shredded beef with pepper, some stir-fry of an elegant-looking meat I've never seen before with vegetables, a plate full of steamed meat dumplings. There are salads on the side plates, and various follow-ups are ready. Man, these high schoolers put me to shame. Like, even the people like Shirou, like, he can make a pretty good meal on his own. And, like, Tosaka's, like, preparing this freaking 5-course meal in, like, an hour. And it sounds very good. And they're in high school. And, like, I'm a full-ass adult, and I can't do, like, half of that. But simply, it's the kind of gorgeous dinner Fujini loved.
驚いたな。東坂のことだから洋風で来ると思ったのに。
あ、本当は洋風を考えてたそうですよ。けど中華料理は誰も作らないって言ったら、なら私が作るって。
なんでそう隙間をつくような人生しか送れないのか、あいつは。なあさくら、東坂と一緒に帰ってきたけど、あれは一緒に買い物に行ってたのか。
はい、東坂先輩、弓道部が終わるまで待っててくれたんです。それで帰り道がてら2人で買い出しに行ってました。
そうなのか。なんだ、思ったより仲がいいじゃないか、2人とも。
そうですね。東坂先輩とは学校でもよく話してましたから、私のどこが気に入られたかわからないんですけど、入学した頃から親切にしてもらってます。
Okay, that's interesting. Given the kind of, like, how cold Sakura was to Tosaka. We know that Tosaka was kind of rude to Sakura because she wanted to protect her. She didn't want her around if there was another attack. But I wasn't expecting Sakura to, like, snap back at her. I think it's because, like, yeah, maybe she feels like Tosaka might be a potential rival for Shirou. Wow, she really is a nice senpai at school.
おしゃべりはいいから早く食べよう。私もうお腹ペコペコだよ。
Fujini sits down happily.
だってさ、2人も早く座ったら。中華物って冷めると犯罪的にまずいんだから。
Saying this coldly, Tosaka sits down as well. I sit down silently. Everyone bows and eats the food. Annoyingly, it's good. I've never cooked Chinese because I thought it all tastes the same, but this is so good it makes me realize it was just prejudice.
うわー、すごいすごい。こんなにご飯を美味しくさせる料理は久しぶりだよ。東坂さんに100点をあげましょう。
ありがとうございます。先生のように素直に感想を言ってもらえると私も嬉しいです。はい、私も中華を見直しました。辛いのって苦手なんですけど、すごく美味しいです。
Sakura is happily enjoying the food too. After watching this with a smile, Tosaka Rin looks at me with an expression of triumph.
なんだよ、なんか言いたそうだな、遠坂。
別にみんなに気に入ってもらえてよかったなって。まあ若干一名素直じゃないのがいるけど、それはそれで楽しいからよしとしましょう。得意分野で負けちゃった気持ちはわかるし。
Yeah, she's definitely one of those people where like everything is a competition, and annoyingly she seems to just be good at everything.
そうか、さてはお前、昨日俺に飯作らせたのはこっちの戦力分析か。
はい、今日の教訓は手の内は常に隠しておくでした。
She says this happily and starts eating her own food. Dinner's more lively than I was expecting. Sakura and Tosaka are a good senpai and junior. Fujini's completely friends with Tosaka now. Well, I have no complaints about a fun meal. No complaints, but I feel like there's something wrong with all of us eating right now. Probably the fact that Saber isn't. I stand up.
何しろトイレ？
いや、忘れ物をした。連れてくるから。
Oh, I'll bring her here. He's gonna bring Saber in? Okay. When I leave the living room, Tosaka's staring at me silently. I just couldn't take it. That's the only reason. I don't like it when she's in the same house, but alone. So, before considering the consequences, I grab her hand. Oh, Shirou, what are you doing, my dude?
シロ、突然何をするのです？
いいから来てくれ。みんなにセイバーを紹介するから。
正気ですか？待ってください。それは。
正気だから連れて行くんだよ。ほら、いいから行こう。後のことなんてなるようになる。
See, you say this, but like you're potentially putting innocent people in the crosshairs if they find out about Saber.
シロ。
This feels like a very bad idea. I grab Saber's hand and take her to the living room. Like, hey, Sakura, this is the girl I've been hiding in my room, and also Fujini, I know you were upset with Tosaka, like a person you know staying with me, so like, here's this random girl I'm sure you won't have any issue with.
悪いな、遠坂。もう一人分いいかな。
Oh, I don't think Tosaka's gonna be, she's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Tosaka doesn't object, but Fujini and Sakura are looking at Saber with astonishment.
遅くなったけど紹介する。この子はセイバーって言って、しばらく面倒を見ることになったから。見ての通り外国人さんだから、日本の暮らしには慣れてないんで。
They're probably gonna be like, how many girls do you, I know it's a big house, but how many girls do you have hiding in this house? There's no reaction from the two. That's only natural, but I don't have enough composure to care about them right now.
ほら、そこに座れよ、セイバー。飯はみんなで食べた方がいいだろ。
I don't think he realizes how badly he's effed up.
それは確かに効率的だとは思いますが、私は。
遠慮なんてするな。だいたいな、これからはセイバーも一緒に住むんだぞ。同じ家に住んでるんだから、一緒に飯を食うのは当然だ。
はい。シローがそう言うのでしたら、私は従うだけですが。
そんなのダメ。
My ears are ringing.
一体どうしちゃったのよ、シローってば。遠坂さんだけじゃなく、こんな子まで連れ込んじゃって。
Feel like at it.
ここは旅館みたいになっちゃったのよ。
Oh man.
なんだよ、いいじゃないか。旅館みたいに広いんだから、一人や二人部屋を貸しても。遠坂がいいんなら、セイバーだっていいだろ、下宿ぐらい。
Also, they're probably gonna be like, what kind of name is Saber? Also, like, I know she's a foreign girl, but that still seems like an odd name.
いいわけないでしょ。遠坂さんは認めるけど、そんな得体の知れない子なんて知らないもん。一体どこの子なのよ、その子は。
どこの子って、遠い親戚の子だよ。 よくわからない事情があって親父を頼ってやってきたとか。
そんな作り話信じられない。だいたいね、仮にそうだとしてもどうしてエミヤの家に来たのよ。キリツグさんに外国の知り合いなんているはずな。
She can't really say that, because father was a simpleton who went to foreign countries all the time. He would have more acquaintances overseas than in Japan.
ないとは言い切れないけど、それにしたっておかしいわ。
Fujini glares at Saber.
いや、だからそれは。
シロは黙ってなさい。セイバーさん、私はあなたに聞いてるんだけど。
Saber is silent. It's only natural. Saber doesn't have any reason to go along with my lies, nor a dexterous enough mind, so and then she's gonna break out a flawless, excuse.
さあ、私はキリツグの言葉に従っただけですから。
Okay, so she knows, right? Kiritsugu, like, does she already make that connection about, like, does she remember him? I assume she would remember Carrie. Well, I guess she does.
キリツグさんがシロを頼むって。
Oh, so when she says, like, I was only doing what Carrie said, did he... Is there some sort of thing where it's, like, he told her? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why she showed up to Shirou, of all people. I figured there must be, like, with that connection between Carrie and Shirou. I was like, the fact that both of them had Saber, there had to be a reason.
はい。あらゆる敵からシロを守るようにと。
So just her will was so strong that even though Shirou had almost no magical ability, she still managed to get to him. Quietly, Saber says this with the greatest purity, because it's not a lie. Who could object to that? Even if it's a lie, it's the ultimate truth for Saber herself. I wonder if she's gonna tell Shirou about that. That, like, yeah, I was your adopted father's, servant. Even Fujini can't object to those words. But she stands up with a frown, glaring at Saber.
いいわ。そこまで言うんなら腕前を見せてもらうんだから。
Fujini responds strangely. Like, you gonna fight her? She's gonna kill you. Oh no. So, with a sound of wind, Fujini takes us outside. She takes the shinai from the wall and glares at Saber. Well, just what is our Fujini thinking about?
あなた、シロを守るって言ったわね。なら少しは覚えがあるんでしょ。
私に剣を持てというのですか。
そうよ。あなたが私より強かったら許してあげます。けど弱かったら家に帰ってもらうからね。
構いませんが、それはどういった理屈でしょうか。
シロを守るのは私だもん。シロが一人前になるまで私がずっとそばにいるんだから。
It seems Saber doesn't understand what Fujini is trying to say. Of course, no one else around here does either.
だから私より弱いやつはいらないの。
Is she upset because, like, Carrie told her to protect Shirou, and then there's this random girl coming in, and apparently he told the same thing too? Maybe she sees it as, like, Carrie not trusting her strength?
あなたが私より強いって言うんなら私より頼りになるでしょ。それなら少しはシロを任せてもいいわよだ。
Fujini plays with her shinai as if she's sulking.
わかりました。あなたを納得させればよいのですね。
そうよ。けど私を納得させるのは大変なんだから。
Just as she says that, Fujini rushes at Saber and attacks her with the shinai.
藤ね、めちゃくちゃだ。
Not only was that a surprise attack, but she didn't even give Saber a shinai. Are you really a teacher, Tiger? Saber must be surprised by Fujini's surprise attack as she just stands there distractedly. Fujini's clever attack to the body strikes.
あれ？
Fujini tilts her head curiously. That's only natural. It's strange even for those of us watching, so it must be as strange as the Hanging Gardens of Babylon for Fujini. Saber is still standing. The difference is, she's now holding the shinai Fujini was wielding until now. I don't know what's real, but it's certainly true. Saber does not even take a stance. Fujini doesn't move standing before Saber. Fujini is a kendo expert, said to be unmatched. That experience must have made her realize that the person in front of her is on a completely different level.
構えろというのでしたら構えますが、そこまでしなければわからない腕ではないでしょう。
Fujini backs away unsteadily and drops to her knees.
勝負はつきました。認めてもらえましたか？
Fujini hangs her head and slumps her shoulders. The very moment I think she'll calm down. And this is our teacher, huh? This is a authority figure.
変なのに白を取られちゃった。
She starts to cry so loudly that those around her get dizzy. In the end, it took 2 hours to persuade Fujini. Fujini said, "I want to talk a bit," went into father's room for 2 hours. When she came out, she nodded and said, "I guess I have to approve of her," with an unhappy face. On the other hand, Sakura is silent. It was getting late, so Fujini ended up walking Sakura home. But Sakura said nothing and merely bowed and went home.
それじゃあ私も別棟に戻るわね。
Oh, come to think of it, Tosaka's like this too.
悪かったな。どうせバカな真似してって思ってるんだろ。
別に。ただあなたのしていることは心の贅肉よ。そんな余分なことばっかりしてたらいつか身動きが取れなくなるわ。
I'm surprised she didn't say like, yeah, that was really stupid. Saying goodnight with a wave, Tosaka leaves. I'm tired. I'll rest early too.
待ってください、シロ。私もあなたに聞くべきことがある。
いいけど、何？
なぜ私を皆に紹介したのですか？私もリンの言う通り、シロの行為は不必要だと思います。
なぜも何もない。単に嫌だったから紹介しただけだ。
シロ、それは答えになっていません。何が嫌だったのか言ってもらわなければ。
Saber draws closer. Was what happened tonight that strange for Saber?
そんなの知るか。ただ飯食ってて、セイバーは一人でいるのかって思ったら嫌になっただけだ。強いて言うなら、藤根と桜にもセイバーを知ってもらっておけば、隠し事も減ると思ったぐらいだよ。
それはあまり意味のあることではありません。むしろ彼女たちに私の存在を知らせるのはマイナスです。この屋敷なら私の存在は隠し通せるのですから、私は待機していた方が良かった。
What's better? Is she better off being an outcast while we're all eating?
そんなことはない。セイバーが良くても、俺が嫌だったんだからしょうがないだろう。こういうの理屈じゃないと思う。
Saying so, I avert my gaze from Saber.
土蔵に行ってくるから、先に部屋に戻っていてくれ。
There's no response. Turning my back on Saber, who doesn't seem to agree, I head out to the shed. I go outside, the quiet yard lit by the pale moonlight. The winter sky is high and the stars are clear. I sigh without realizing. Osaka's right. I'm certainly contradicting myself. The me that's trying to go to the shed, avoiding the room Saber's sleeping in. On the other hand, the me that doesn't want to leave Saber alone. Even though I find it hard to deal with Saber as a member of the opposite sex, I can't leave her alone as a human. It's only natural for Tosaka to be disgusted with me.
未熟なのは魔術だけだと思ってたけど、 精神修行もなってないじゃないか。
I murmur, looking up into the sky absent-mindedly. The night wears on. Since I'm inexperienced, I can't skip my training. I can only refine myself, believing that I can reach something if I continue my effort. Alright, so that's gonna do it for this episode. This one was a little bit frustrating, I'm not gonna lie, just like Shirou's decisions about letting people know about Saber's existence. I'm just like, why? What are you thinking, dude? Like, I understand this is all new to him, but I'm like, he's really thinking of Saber too much like a human, and I think it's nice that he's trying to have her thoughts in consideration. He's trying to treat her like a person, but I feel like this is just going to put people in danger. Like, the more people that know about Saber, I mean, they don't know what she is, but still, I feel like we should have kept her hidden away. I'm surprised that Rin didn't have more of an issue with it, but anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode. Let's see if the consequences of, you know, his actions are going to pop up in the next episode. It just feels like it's just Shirou living with a bunch of girls, and there's like jealousy abound, and there's just like all of these emotions going. And I'm just like, oh man, oh man. So, alright, that's gonna do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned next week for part 9. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Emily Hornsby, Lady of Eternity, Jared Fan, Revealing Storm, Asborn Kennedy, Icognito, Harry Gazif, Cardboard, and Shadow Dragon.